my name is Allie, for those of you who don't know me, and I am the maker behind Crochet in the Mud. So this video is going to be a week in my life. It has been quite a bit since I recorded one, not a bit since I posted one. So I, in like February and January, recorded a lot of videos, and then I was being stubborn and insisted on posting one video a week. So I'm finally getting around to finally posting all of those, but I have now grown to doing 3 videos a week, I think. So Mondays, this is my second week now, doing a weekly makes video. I got the idea from Celestial Homebuddy. I really love watching her videos, so figured, why not? So I now have posted 2 of those as of recording this. By the time I've posted it, it might be 3. I'm not sure exactly. But I have some markets upcoming, and I just decided, you know, Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Mountain Time is still going to be my normal video time, but I'm going to start doing a lot of bonus Friday videos and potentially sticking to that schedule. We shall see. I am currently waiting to hear back from a potential summer job, which I have been wanting to do this job again for the past couple of summers. So I'm really hoping that they hire me. I already did my interview last week, so they said I have to wait about 2-3 weeks while they interview the rest of the candidates. So hopefully I'll hear back soon. But if that job does happen, about mid-May we'll start training. Most of that's virtual. And then June and July I will be working full-time. So we'll see if I can stick to that schedule of posting 3 videos a week if that does happen. At the very least, I'll still do my Wednesday videos. Hopefully, if that does happen, I'm really excited and hoping that that job does come true. I did this job previously the summer of 2021, and it was my absolute favorite job I've ever done. I just sat down, and today's Monday, so I recorded and edited and scheduled my weekly makes video, so it's now 11:20. That video will go live in 40 minutes. But I have used the morning of my day already. But I also sat down and looked at my posting schedule, especially with my markets upcoming in April and May. There's a lot going on. I know I really want to do a week of dinosaurs video. I have been working on a Parfait Chunky review. I've been working on a Kayla's Knotty Ball review. I'm trying to get through Jenna's crochet book. I want to crochet the first 30 patterns in that book, and I want to make a video about that. I'm not going to do the last 10 patterns because I don't want to do the food ones. That's just my personal preference. I believe what I need to focus on this week, though, for posting schedule is I want to finish my thoughts on my Parfait Chunky. So I've currently made a handful of items. I've done some booty turtles. Those I've only done in Parfait Chunky. And then I've done a couple of my patterns that I've made in Bernay, also in Parfait Chunky. So I've got to figure out what I want to do for that this week, just so I can wrap up my thoughts and finally get that video recorded. Yeah, I believe it's been a month now that I've had this yarn. So I also found a bunch of Parfait Chunky that I didn't know I had in my stash. I think I somehow bought those in person somewhere because I don't think I've ever ordered online from them before. But regardless, I added that to my pile. And now I have a bunch of colors. I just need to figure out what I want to do with it. I ideally think it would be nice if I could use all of it, but also I know that's unrealistic. But I'm also struggling with just knowing if I want to spend an entire week working with that yarn. If you're new here, I am a very loyal Bernay blanket stan. So I've tried the Michaels yarn before. They're 2, Sweet Snuggles Light and Chenille Home Slim. Wasn't my favorite. I do still have some over in my stash that I need to get through. I think I'll probably look into doing that in April because I do plan to do another how much yarn can I use in a month. I did post a video for that in February. I'll link it up here so you can go ahead and go check that out if you haven't already. But I have a lot of yarn. This room is a mess. So maybe we'll do some cleaning this week. We'll see. Probably need to do some cleaning. Probably need to go on a yarn buying ban, but I also just don't like limiting myself, especially with Joanne closing this month. But I think what I'll do, if you saw I posted a video a while ago, again I'll post it up here, of I spent a week market prepping and I mostly focused on doing Crochet Groves. Sorry, there's just so many names. I did her new Sea Creatures pattern, and I liked the patterns in the pictures, but I didn't like how they turned out in Bernay, so I might try those out in Parfait Chunky because I believe that's what she uses. So probably focus a little bit on that. I am thankfully in a much better motivated mood than I was when I recorded that video. That was, I believe, the week of February 10th. And I was just feeling really down then. So I've definitely turned around and I am motivated to work. So yeah, I think I'm going to work on that a little bit. I'm really excited to have a bunch of new YouTube videos to watch this week because the weekend has just passed. So a lot of my people I follow post on like Mondays or over the weekend. So I'll have a bit of content to watch here. That helps me keep entertained. And then maybe we'll start a new book this week. If you have any suggestions for books I should read, leave them down below in the comments for me. I am a big Romantasy fan, so I love ACOTAR, Quicksilver, Fourth Wing, the From Blood and Ash series. There's just a lot to do this week, so I've been yapping for probably like 10 minutes by now. So I shall go work on some seahorses. I know that for sure. I want to see how it works out in Parfait Chunky. I want to make the crab in Parfait Chunky. Yeah, I think I have most every color except I don't have orange. Because I wasn't thinking when I ordered. I had planned a bunch of different things I wanted to make that are my normal makes. And I guess I just never sat down to look at the color that I had ordered and didn't notice that I was missing orange. Do I have yellow? I might. Anyways, let me get to working and I will check in with you when I've got some work done. Alright, it is now 4:30, so I'm not quite done for the day. I'm probably going to go edit some more because I don't have Wednesday's video fully edited yet. It's in progress, but it's Monday night. I need to make sure I finish Wednesday morning's video so I can get that up tomorrow. But I did a bunch of one-offs today. I did work completely with Parfait Chunky, but I was too lazy, and usually on this table right here I have my scale, but lately I brought one of my market tables into the office and it's over there. And I never felt like getting up. So none of these things did I weigh my materials nor time myself. So I'm gonna have to make a second one of all of these so I can figure out my pricing. But I started by making a little mushy boy with it. He's really little and cute, but I messed up. As soon as I sewed the bottom hole shut, I realized he doesn't have feet. I skipped that entire row. But I still think he's a little cutie. But yeah, I did not make him correctly. But while I had the red out, I went ahead and made the crab. So I definitely think it's cuter in Parfait Chunky than it was in Bernay Blanket. I also did it in Posh. So maybe it's not a goner pattern for me. We'll see how I feel about it. But once I had the crab pulled up though, it is part of a pattern set. So I just went on a deep dive. So I had some blue. So I made a dolphin in Parfait Chunky. Again, definitely much cuter than it is in Bernay. And then I made a seahorse. I'm not sure how I feel about the color combo I did. When I originally was ordering, I got the light blue and I got a darker blue. Let me pull it out from my pile. It's called Classic Blue, but I just feel like these two colors, let me show you the dolphin, just they don't match how I thought they would. This is more of a like indigo than what I was picturing. When I ordered it, I was picturing more of like the Brene Brights blue. But I then ordered Azure, I think is what the color is called, just because I like this color. So I paired those two together. I don't hate it, I don't love it. So maybe when I make the second one, I'll do it with a darker blue and just see. But I do have a lot of different shades of colors, but I just feel like, you know, the seahorse looks nice in blue. I need to look up what colors seahorses are. I feel like they're like a pink-orange color, but I'm not sure. But then I moved on to 2 patterns in that pack I haven't yet done before. So I did this little turtle. It is very adorable, but of course I sewed the head on crooked. I do this every time I make a turtle. I even took extra care to try to pay attention to the eye placement, and somehow it just still came crooked. But he's cute. I feel like this took a long time though, because it is, well, it's low sew. You have to sew the head on, but everything else is no sew. And so you have to make the fins first and then make all of the body. I feel like this would be pretty decent size in Brene. I might make it in Brene. We'll have to see. And then lastly, I worked on the jelly from the pattern. I feel like I should make the eyes bigger, and I did alter the pattern slightly. She wanted you on the second to last round to work in the back loop only, so that once you're done you can go in and surface crochet the tentacles on, but I did not feel like doing that, so I just made them in the round. But so we've got what, 6 plushies for today, so definitely didn't make a dent in my Parfait Chunky. So I still have this whole box here. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 skeins sitting in front of me right here that you can't see. So I have quite a bit more to go. We'll see how I feel in the morning, but I might reward myself by doing different yarns. So actually, real quick, I have been wanting to test out my Kayla's Knotty Ball yarn. So I think I'm going to look at that a little bit. So I'm going to jump off this video so I can film a clip for that video. But for the Deluxe yarn, I only bought white and red so I can make a Mushie boy with it, was my plan. So I'm going to make one of those real quick, and then I will probably go eat some leftovers or figure out what I'm doing for dinner. And Henry is going to be late home tonight, which I try to work the same hours he does. So I will be editing for quite a bit. And then hopefully I can get Wednesday's video and part of Friday's video edited, so I can at least get Wednesday uploaded and get prepared for Friday, so that I am not a gazillion videos behind in posting. But it'll be nice to start posting real time, so I'm going to go use that Knotty Ball yarn. I did watch Crochet Vision's recent upload about her using it, and she said it glides really nicely, especially when closing the magic ring. So I'm really excited to test it out. So I will show you what my finished Mushie boy looks like. Alright, so I got this far. It is now 5 o'clock, but my hand's starting to hurt. I don't know if it's this yarn or the fact that I've been crocheting all day, but it's definitely much bigger than it is in Brene. And my first impression is that I don't like this yarn. I do still have regular Knotty Ball to try out, and that's the one that I really have high hopes for. But as of now, not a fan of this. Don't forget to watch out for the full-length video that'll come out here in probably 2 weeks. But yeah, that's my current opinion of that. But I'm going to go eat some dinner, and then get to editing. So I'll catch you tomorrow. It's now Tuesday. So last night I did edit my video a little bit. It is an hour-long vlog, so it did take quite a bit of time, but it is mostly finished. I do like to always have a backup. I do a once over, watch the entire video just to make sure, you know, nothing got moved or messed up. So I'll be doing that real quick, so that's gonna be my next hour. But while I do that, I always bring out one of my skeins of yarn and I will sit here and just crank out some pocket octos. It's a very mindless plushie for me to make, so great for me to be watching my video. It also gives me like a sense of, is this entertaining while I'm crocheting? Because that's at least how I watch crochet YouTubers, and I'm sure that's how most people do. So it is already 9:15. I am having a slow start to my morning, but that's okay. You know, every once in a while you just need to take a slow morning. So I'm going to work on just making sure my video is a-okay to go, and then I will start downloading it, which takes forever. So I will be having to jump back and forth because it will probably take close to an hour for this video to download, and then I'll come back and upload it to YouTube. So I'm going to get on that real quick. Alright, so it is now almost 10:30. I did take a couple of breaks here and there between the video because an hour of it is quite a bit to sit through. But while I was making my octos, I finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and a partial. So at least we got some work done, but it's going to take quite a bit to download. So I'm going to move back to the office and we can start working on something else while we wait for this to load. So unfortunately, I can already tell that today is going to be a rough day. I didn't sleep very well. I was tossing and turning all night in my sleep like a gas station hot dog. So I could crack open an energy drink, but it doesn't feel like that's necessary today. Maybe it will be, but also I have no entertainment planned for the day. I'm not in the middle of a book, and as I've stated in previous videos, it's hard for me to start a book. Nobody's posted any new videos on YouTube. I do have like a backlog of like my watch later that I will probably go through today, but the issue is it's sorted by date, but because of that, it's like clumped where I have like 5 Refined Vibe videos in a row, and then I have 5 Celestial Homebody videos in a row, and like I want it to intermix, you know. I don't want to watch one person back to back to back to back to back, which I can manually go in and do, but we'll see. Maybe I'll continue watching a show. I'm excited for the new season of You, so maybe I'll start my rewatch. I have about a month until that comes out, so that's an option. But I do need to finish this Mushie boy, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do. I did go ahead and grab my scale so that I won't make the same mistake as yesterday. I don't think I'll make everything I made yesterday the second time today, just because that's a lot of duplicating, but I'm hoping to do it like at least 2 of them today so I can figure out pricing and weight. But I have a whole bunch of Parfait Chunky skeins sitting in front of me, so we'll see what we do with that. And I do need to make chickens this week because next week seems to be very busy with, I need to do my inventory. I have a bunch of videos to film and edit next week, and I just don't think I'll have much time to get around to market prepping next week. And I believe chickens are the last things that are like my best sellers that I haven't yet made. So I also need to make plushies to restock my store. My next shift there is next Tuesday on April 1st. So I do have a couple of things set aside, but not nearly enough for a nice restock, especially because we just like hit the spring break time. So sales are definitely going to go up. Surprisingly, March is, I believe, my third best month at the store. Obviously the first is December, and then June, and then March. So yeah, I need to restock them a little bit. I do know I have a couple of plushies that are running low. So maybe after I finish this, I'll make a list of what I need to bring to my store. So I will stop yapping because I know I've posted a lot of hour-long vlogs, and I hope you like that. Let me know if you enjoy the long form. I know I enjoy longer videos when I'm viewing, but maybe I'm different. So let me know if you enjoy the longer videos, and I will get to finishing this Mushie boy. Alright, so a little bit of an update. So I did finish the Mushie boy. It is definitely bigger than when I make it in Burn Blanket, but I still need to add the eyes and stuff it, so this one's not quite done yet. And then I made a little pink jelly. So this is the one I made yesterday and then today. So I'm not sure what eye shape I want, so let me get closer for you. So the purple is using 12mm and the pink is using 16mm. I feel like I need a 14. I feel like neither eye size is the correct one, but yeah. And then I just finished this seahorse, and I am loving this color combo. Unfortunately, I have no idea either color I used because both of them are from my mystery Parfait Chunky selection that I had caked. So it's now 12:30. My video is currently being uploaded to YouTube so I can schedule it for tomorrow. It wasn't ready and it wasn't downloaded until noon. So it took much longer than I thought it would, but I'm going to go eat some lunch and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do after. Possibly make some chickens. We'll see. Alright, it's now 4:30 and I just finished doing 8 chicken bodies. So none of them are stuffed, but I'm going to leave that for tomorrow because I'm going to go edit a little bit and just finish up tomorrow's video. But I used an entire skein of white, so this is all I have left. And I did start with a small ball of this, so I used slightly more than a whole skein to make 8 chickens, but I will catch up with you tomorrow. Happy Wednesday. Today is a comfy clothes day, but what day is it? Comfy clothes day. Just ignore my very not put together outfit. I'm not leaving the house today, so why get dressed? You know, I want to wear pajamas all day, so why not? But I'm trying to decide what to do today, and while I would like to just, do whatever I want, I do need to keep in mind I do have deadlines coming up where in a week and a half I do have a market, and then right before that market I do also restock my store. So I think the things that they are desperately in need of at my store are my pocket pals. When I was there recently, they were running very low, and I've sold some since then. So they currently have 12 pocket octos, but they have no pocket stingrays nor whales. So while I don't like to devote time to doing them, I usually like to make the pocket pals when I'm doing mindless things, like when I'm editing my videos or maybe at a craft fair when I could get interrupted any minute. I do have this bucket of carcasses that I can go through and see if I can possibly get away with not crocheting any today, but I think we'll get most of the way there. I would ideally, and this is probably unrealistic and probably also won't fit in the bucket, would like to bring them 18 more octos, so that gives them 30, 10 stingrays, and 10 whales. So that would be 50 plushies in the bucket, which would not fit, but I do have back stock, so I can always put them back there. But I can see in here I do have a handful of things that I would like. Like maybe I'll give them 5 of the red, white, and pink. I do have some Stormy Ocean here, so that's good for 5 of those. I do have 4 mini succulents in here. Let's throw another Stormy Ocean to make that an even 15. So that's decent. I do have a couple other colors I could give them because having a lot of 3 colors isn't a lot of choices. But for stingrays, I only have mini succulents and Stormy Ocean. And again, I can request stickers. I do have plans to request stickers anyway. So let me just see what I have in here stingray wise. We have 2 mini succulent. And then it seems all the others are tourmaline and party pop. So I think I'm going to go ahead and add eyes to those and stuff those, and then we'll see where we're at. I'm also going to potentially stuff the chickens this morning. Stuffing I try to do towards the end of the day so as to not lose focus, but we'll see what I decide to do. And then in terms of other items, I only have marked right now to bring 3 regular chickens and 3 Mabel chickens. So yeah, they could definitely use some more items. I try to have like at least 5 of each thing there when I go restock. But you know, if there's 4, I'm not gonna be at the end of the world. But chickens and Mabel chickens are down to 2 each. So those at the very least need to be restocked. But I do have a crap ton of Mabel chickens in my market inventory. But if you watched my restocking my retail store with me, go watch that video after you're done with this one. Then you'll see that I don't like to take from my market inventory for my store. So I'll probably make some Mabel chickens today. So I'll probably give them more than 2. Which is good, because then I don't have to worry about Mabel chickens for a while. But they could also use some new plushies. I just don't know what to give them, and I need to focus more on that. I just have a bad habit of focusing too much on my markets rather than the store. Like literally for these past 3 months, I had no markets. I should have been focusing more on the store, but instead I was building a big backstock for markets. Anywho, that's the plan for now. I'm going to add eyes to these guys and then work on some Mabel chickens, and that most definitely will not take me all day. I'd be really upset if that did take me all day. I also need to this week work on finishing up any whips I have sitting around. So if you watched my how much yarn can I use in a month for February, again I'll link that up here for you. I'm doing that again for April. So when I keep track of that, I keep track of how much grams of yarn I use as well as skeins, so we can see how much we used. I actually used 14.7 pounds of yarn in February. So that's really cool to see in pounds. I didn't think to do that before I watched somebody else's video where they translated into pounds. I tracked it by grams, which was 6,660 grams. But I feel like I was even more, actually really productive for March, and I felt like I was finishing skeins here left and right, left and right. But of course I did not do that challenge for that month. And February, if you've seen a lot of my other videos, I was really struggling in February mentally. I had been denied from a market I really wanted to do, and just, you know, not feeling in the best of moods. But April, I really turned that around, and I've cranked out a bunch of stuff. So I need to finish up any whips I would have. I don't really think I have a lot. I do have some cats up here that need their noses glued in. Go watch my How Many Cats Can I Make in a Week video as well. But I ran out of noses when I was doing that, and they've arrived now. So I just need to do those. I think there's 10 of them maybe that need their noses glued in. So, ooh, and maybe I'll finally get around to doing dinosaurs for my market and my store. Dinosaurs sell really well at my store anytime I bring them. I just never bring them, and it really frustrates me. So I think I'll make dinosaurs. I've said that a lot, so hopefully I actually stick to it this time and don't just put it out into the universe and then never do it. So I'm going to get started on the Pocket Pals, and we'll look more in the future, probably tomorrow, about if we want to make more or just bring what I have. I feel like at least stingrays, I only have the 2 mini succulents. So I'm going to get working on that, maple chickens, and maybe some dinosaurs. Lunchtime update. I just started, I was about to say finished, but they're not done yet, 10 of the maple chickens. So I used an entire skein of the ombre in color Spices Nice, I believe. And I went through and I did the part where I sewed half of it shut and then added the eyes. So after lunch I'll have to add the beaks, stuff them, sew them together, and then add the red combs. So 10 of them is a lot more than 2, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and bring all 10 to the store, just because I think I have like 15 for the market inventory, so it doesn't need more. But interestingly enough, I used a 6mm for these. So when I use regular Bernay blanket, I use a 7mm. And recently when I've been working with the ombre, I've been using a 6.5, but I'm having issues with my eyes falling out. So I did go down to a 6 and it worked perfectly. And I think it's going to be much better in terms of the eyes staying in the hole. So the first one I did in the 6.5 and the rest are in 6, and there's not much of a difference in terms of size. So I think I'm definitely going to be using a 6mm moving forward, but I'm going to go eat lunch and then we'll see how far I get. Alright, so the chickens just need their red combs done, but I have this bucket that I've just been putting plushies in this week as I finish them so I can hold them for Monday's video. But I just went ahead and grabbed a bag. This one happens to be Christmas themed, so I can move the finished plushies over there. That way I can sort out the ones that still need some work done. Like these chickens still need stuffed, but these octos are finished. And like the seahorse, I still love this color combo. I'm very tempted to make more things with that combo. But yeah, now looking at it again, I'm not a fan of that color combo, but I think I'm going to go ahead and make another turtle just so that I can get the pricing done. And then I don't know. I still need to do another Mushie boy. Is that everything in here? Okay, and that's done. So this is just a bunch of chickens and a random Mushie boy that still needs stuffed. And then I do still have 2 octos and 2 stingrays that I set aside that need stuffed. So this still looks very full. That's mainly from the maple chickens, but I don't know about you guys, but I have a really bad issue of when it hits about 2 o'clock, I hit a wall and I lose all motivation for the day. So that's where I'm at right now. It's 2:30 now, so it's been about 45 minutes since I hit that wall, but I pushed through to finish stuffing the maple chickens to get them where they are. To be honest, I'm probably going to leave all of that stuffing and the combs for another day. At the very least, Friday, we will have to finish that bucket. But I'm going to do something that sounds fun, just so that, you know, I can try to keep myself motivated. I do still need to finish editing Friday's video, so I might make 1 or 2 more plushies and then go edit. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, probably gonna make another turtle. So I'm wondering if, I don't know, This was the color combo I did originally, but unfortunately, this is the only brown I have right now because the acorn skein that I had, I used fully on shells for booty turtles. And I have more turtles than I have shells, so I have a bunch of shellless turtles in my whips bucket. But I'm trying not to buy yarn right now, at least until my next market, and ideally not until my next 2 markets, so I can try to make some money before I go spend more. But are those the only 2 greens I have? I also have this like teal. Oh, and I have another key lime, but not a fan of that color either. And those are all the greens I have, so I think I'm going to save this to pair more with the pink. And then, don't like that. I guess we'll do another in this combo, but this is starting to get really skinny, so I think I am going to ball this up. This one is in color chocolate, in case you're curious. But I feel like we're making a dent in the Parfait Chunky, which is really nice. I already have a bunch of yarns in my cart at Premier that I want to try. I'm really disappointed that I didn't think to look at the other yarns they offer besides Parfait Chunky in my first order. So like I want to get the, I think it's called Glitz, the sparkly one. I want to try their version of blanket yarn. So whenever I feel it is a decent time for me to spend more money on yarn, I will be placing another order at Premier. Whether or not I get more Parfait Chunky is still up in the air. I do like the key lime and the acorn for booty turtles, so I'll probably keep ordering those 2 colors. Oh, who am I kidding? I like some of the sea creatures that I've been doing from Crochet Grove. I did not care for them in blanket yarn, but they are adorable in Parfait Chunky. So hopefully they sell well, and I guess I'll experiment at my next 2 markets in April, and if they sell, then I'll probably buy more Parfait Chunky as well. I liked that for these past like 3 years, I've only been using the one brand of yarn for the most part. So, you know, my shelf is only Bernay blanket, and it was nice not having to worry about, oh, which brand of yarn is this? And can I use these 2 colors together? Yes, because they're the same brand. So I've been wanting to redo my office anyway. I really want to get the Billy bookcases, especially like a corner unit. But when I was wanting to do that earlier this year, they've been sold out of, I wanted a white one, and I have not looked lately. Also don't have money right now to redo the office, but hopefully maybe in May or June I can invest in some Billy bookcases, and that'll give me some more storage. So I'll probably use 3 for a Bernay blanket, and then I can have 1 for Parfait Chunky, and just allow myself to broaden my storage space. I could always get these ones that I use. I have one right here that I like to put if I'm doing challenges. The plushies I've made on. They are from Target, and they're like 30 bucks, so they're real cheap. But the only issue with those is you cannot buy extra shelves to put in there, which I would really prefer. That way I can make some more organization within the shelves. So Billy bookcases, you can order extra shelves, and they're also skinnier, so it would feel nice if I could have 1 skinny shelf for Parfait Chunky, for example. And I'll probably have 1 dedicated to Knotty Ball once I get around to trying that. I really like Posh, so I have a feeling I'm gonna like the regular Knotty Ball. So 1 for Posh while I have it / Knotty Ball would be nice. And then obviously I'll still do a rainbow of like red at the top all the way down to like purple, and then at the bottom have like browns. blacks, grays. Yeah, so I'm almost done winding this up. It's probably still half a skein because these skeins are so small, but I'm going to work on a turtle real quick just so I can get that price and get along with what I'm going for. So we're not doing too bad for the week in terms of how much money we've spent on plushies. Or, sorry, how much inventory we've made, like dollar amount. So I'm not going to spoil too much of Monday's video. So I highly recommend you go watch that weekly video. It should be the one just before this. But currently, this is including the bucket I showed you that I still need to stuff and like finish up. But we're at approximately $690 of inventory. So that's great for it being Wednesday because my goal is to make at least $750 every week, ideally $1,000. So I think we can do it. That is with me though guessing some of the prices of the Parfait Chunky ones we've made so far and the Knotty Ball yarn. So I do need to make another one of those Mushie boys so I can get that price. I think I'm definitely going to have to time myself for that as well as weigh because it felt like it took me longer because that yarn is thicker. So yeah, I'll get back to, I'm currently watching Knotting Hook Crochet. I really enjoy it when she posts. But after this, I'm again back to just going through old footage. So it's very interesting to see some of the videos I'm watching are from a year ago. And you can definitely tell how much the creators have improved and just changed how they make videos. So I'll get back to that. And yeah, hopefully I will check in with you before the end of the day. Alright, it's now 5:15 and I'm getting hungry, so I'm going to call it quits for the day, for crocheting at least, go cook dinner, and then Henry once again has a late night, so if he's not home when I'm done with dinner, I will work on editing my video a little bit for Friday. But I'm not sure what I told you I was going to work on in the last clip, but I'm still obsessed with this color combo. So I looked on the website and I believe that the colors are, I think this is sea glass and this is bubblegum. I'm not confident on this one, but I know it's not hibiscus and it's not cotton candy because I have those colors. So, but I decided I wanted to make a dragon, 2 dragons I should say. So one with each of them being the main color. So I worked on the parts. So I got all 4 of the wings done. And then I only got 5 legs done. But I'm going to call that good enough for now and go eat. And I will catch up with you tomorrow. It is now Thursday. It is 10 a.m. But I started working at about 8. And I'll give you a little sneak peek of this guy. But I'll show you it in a little bit once I have both dragons done. But I just wanted to share. Oh, dang. These dang dinosaurs, I will frequently say I'm making and then never make. So I just made a quick list of things that I need to do today/tomorrow. So I still need to do my final watch through of the eclectic video and then download it and post it for tomorrow. So that's a 40-minute video. And then this is probably a next week task. But I'm trying to figure out what to do with my crochet kits for my April markets. So for my kits I was using Big Twist Posh. Obviously that's not going to be a thing anymore. So I did order Knotty Ball yarn and I haven't yet tested it, so I still need to test it. But assuming I like it and I still consider it to be a beginner friendly yarn, I can't do my bee kits because they were sold out of yellow. I do theoretically have 3 of the Big Twist Posh lemon meringue skeins, but my hoarder brain wants to keep them. So I don't think I'm going to do bee kits. But that's when I was thinking, you know, I started back in early February because I was trying to get this out for Valentine's Day. I have a chocolate kiss pattern And I have the video recorded, partially edited, and then, you know, everything's partially done in it. And I was like, you know what, this is a chocolate and cheese festival. Let me bring my Kiss kit. So I need to finish editing and all of that stuff. And I think I'll do a pink and a gray because I do have those Knotty Ball colors. But that's probably a next week task. And then there's 4 items I need to make again for pricing wise. So I need to make another Mushie Boy, Crab, and Dolphin in Parfait Chunky. And I need to make another Mushie Boy in the Knotty Ball Deluxe yarn. I still need to add combs to the Maple chickens. I need to stuff the regular chickens. And then any other eclectic restocks because, of course, I got distracted yesterday. So I did do the math, and it looks like if I make more of the, oh wait, no, just with the 2 stingrays I currently have, I would be bringing them $436 of a restock, which is decent. But again, most of that is pocket pals and then chickens. So, you know, I'm probably not going to have time to do any of that. So, let's challenge myself today. It's currently 10 a.m. I'm going to see how much I can knock off this list. If I can ideally finish, oh, I still have to do the YouTube video. Maybe I'll stuff while I watch the video. That'll be helpful. So if I can get all of this done, that means tomorrow I don't have to worry about finishing anything up, and I can work on more eclectic restock, which is the goal. So yeah. Obviously, if you can't tell by this video, I need to be better at writing stuff down because how many times have I said, oh, I'm going to do this today, and then I don't. Speaking of dinosaurs, I finally wrote it on the list. So maybe tomorrow will be dinosaurs. My shift is on Tuesday, I believe, whenever April 1st is. So that means I need to ask for barcodes on Sunday to give my 48-hour notice. I've been really bad at that lately, so I'm trying to get better. So yeah, if I get everything done tomorrow, I can be good and ask for barcodes on Friday for my Tuesday shift. So I'm going to finish up the pink dragon. This is how much of the seafoam I think is what I think this color is. So I just need to make the spikes with this. So after that, there's really nothing I can do with that. But I definitely still think I like this color combo, but I think the seahorse is cuter. But I will show you both dragons when they are done because I don't know how I feel about pink with the mint accent. So we'll see because I haven't really seen it yet besides the wing. They're both done. So I used the same yarn for both of these, and I do think this one's my favorite, but I don't hate this one. It is now 11:30 though, so I started working on these two at 8 a.m. I was just going slow today. I definitely wasn't 100% focusing, but these two are done. I also laid out all of my Parfait Chunky on this shelf here, so comment down below what color combos I should do. But that's everything I have, oh, plus this white that I need to put up there. So I have 3 skeins of white, lots of white I can use. I think, so I still have my empty Premiere box. I'm not going to throw that away. When it gets to the point where I can't really do anything with it, I think I'll move that little ball over. So I definitely think this one can stay because I have another one of those and I have a caked one back here of that. But I can't really do anything with this acorn nor this Dollar Tree. So into the box they go because I will be ordering more soon. So I also think these two that I just finished can't really do anything. And that key lime just fell, but I have another skein there. I only ordered 1 skein of key lime, but I found, I think I had 3 in my mystery somehow collection. So let me know what I can make with these colors. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I'm kind of sad because I messed up on this one. I don't know if you can tell too well, but the bobbles are not in a straight line. When you are crocheting in the wings, the pattern says to do 2 single crochet, but my brain insisted that it knew from memory it was 3. So this got messed up in alignment. So this bobble is over a stitch that it should be, and then the rest of them I just moved over a stitch as well and just cooked it up in my head that it was because this was Parfait Chunky and not Bernay from when I went through and edited the pattern due to tension. But oh well, he's only slightly not in a straight line, but just makes him more unique. It is now 1:50 and I got a little distracted, so I went over and I did my watch through while I stuffed all of these plushies. So they still need sewn shut, but now everything is currently stuffed at least. So we still need to add combs to the Mabel chickens, but this box just needs sewn shut. So I ate lunch, got the video uploaded, and then while I was doing that, I've been trying to focus on doing better SEO lately. So somebody recommended using ChatGPT, so I tried it out, and I hate using ChatGPT, but it's helping me learn what I need to be putting on my videos. So I went through and also updated a couple of previous videos, their titles and their descriptions. So I was going to keep going until all of them were done, and then I remembered that we have a goal today. And yeah, so whew, I guess we can cross post Friday's video off the list. I also realized while I was doing that, so I finished my watch through, and then I normally like to, without closing the app, go ahead and download the video. But when I hit escape to go out of full screen so that I could export it, the app crashed, and then I was struggling to get it to open. I finally got it to open again, but that's when it occurred to me that TikTok is not permanent right now. It is currently set to be banned again on April 5th, which happens to be the day of my market, so I know that that is next Saturday. So CapCut is likely going with it, and I knew the whole time I should have been learning a new editing software, but now I really screwed myself because with me doing 3 videos a week and possibly having to learn a new one. But with that, I need to finish that Hershey Kiss tutorial because it's partially edited on CapCut, so I need to make sure to finish that next week for sure. But we still have, I guess I can mark off stuffed chickens. They're not sewn, but man, that feels like I haven't done much. But I'm going to get to sewing these guys shut, and then I'll get to add them to our bag of our weekly makes. If you can get a little glance in there. It doesn't look very full because most of the items are Parfait Chunky, so they're smaller. I think I am enjoying using Parfait Chunky and like focusing on it for an entire week. So maybe I'll start doing that more often. I do have velvet yarn that I need to go through and use. It's literally just been sitting, not even on my shelf. It was in a bag shoved in my closet for years. And I have some of the Michael's yarn, both the Chenille Home Slim and what's the other one? Sweet Snuggles Light that I need to use. But now we're encroaching being within stress prepping for market territory. So we'll see what we end up doing. 3 p.m. update. I added the combs to all the Mabel chickens, and I just finished the Mushie boy in Parfait Chunky so that I could calculate the price when I got a knock on my door. So I ordered my tags from Got Print, and I was running very low. I actually stopped tagging stuff just to be safe, so I have this much of my old tags left. And they give like a 2.5 week long like window that your tags could possibly arrive. So I just wanted to hold some just in case they didn't come before my April 1st shift. But this was when I ordered 1,000 in July, and I ordered 2,500 this time. So quite a big box now. I do hole punch them myself, so I will have to go through and hole punch these. But I did make a couple of changes to my tags. So the one that is currently hole punched is going to be my old tag, and then the unhole punched one is my new tag. So this is what it looked like originally, and then I did make the words a little bigger. Unfortunately, it looks like I had this off-centered a little bit, but you know, I ordered them, so we're gonna use them. And then this is what the backs look like. So I have my QR code, my QR code here that they can scan, and then a note about safety eyes being a choking hazard, and then it has care instructions. So I'm very excited that my new tags arrived. So I will finish off the last couple I have, and I'll probably tag a little bit today. Oh, I should also mention that within that 2.5 week window of delivery, it came even before. It was supposed to come tomorrow was the earliest it could come in that window, they said, and it came today. So no need to be worried about their delivery window. The end of the window was after my market, so I was like, oh, please come right at the beginning. But I believe also last time I ordered, they came at the beginning of that window as well. But with these gold safety pins, I ordered 1,000 tags as well as 1,000 pins at the same time. And I know I've gone through more tags than pins because sometimes they fold and they rip, unfortunately. So I know I've thrown tags away and replaced them, but somehow I ran out of pins when I had this many tags to go. So either they gave me extra tags, which is probably the case, or the pins I did not have enough. So I'm gonna go do the math now for the Parfait Chunky Mushy Boy. I think I'm going to keep working for now, try to knock some more things off my list, and then maybe tonight or most likely tomorrow or this weekend I'll go through and tag all the things that need tagged. So yeah, I'm currently watching Mufasa on Disney Plus. I'm really excited that it's on there again. I loved watching it in the theaters when it was there, so really excited to get to watch it again. I'm about halfway through, so. And I forgot to mention, I believe 1,000, these are business cards, technically double-sided. I believe 1,000 was 40-ish, but 2,500 was like $65. So of course I was going to order 2.5 times the amount for 1.5 times the cost. Happy Friday now. So last night I went ahead and tagged all of last week's plushies because I finally had my new tags come in. And I tagged this whole bag, which is items that are going to Eclectic. So we have a pretty decent load to take, but it is mostly Pocket Pals and chickens. So now we need to decide what we're doing today. So on my list, I still have a Parfait Chunky Dolphin, Knotty Ball, Deluxe Mushy Boy for pricing. And then I would like to make the turtle in Fernay Blanket just to see the size difference. And hopefully dinosaurs. That appears to be what's on the list. So there's 2 things we have to get done today, and then 2 different items I would like to do. But I'm going to go ahead and quickly put those into the duffel bags in the closet. I also finished up finally these cats. The noses came in a couple days ago and I had been procrastinating gluing their noses in. So these cats are done as well. So I believe our only whips at the moment is this bucket of turtles. So this here is a bunch of booty turtles that I don't have Parfait Chunky to make their shells with. But I'm debating testing out the Knotty Ball to see if it fits him right. And then this is a bunch of pizza turtle shells. They still need pepperonis and the bodies added. But in February I just finished this entire skein, so it made 18 shells, so I'm slowly working on them. And then I lost yarn chicken on this guy, so I need to buy more Misty Jungle Green, which also correlates to all these other shells in here. Again, I just finished the skein off on these guys. So a bunch of turtle shells and booty turtle bodies that need shells. But I believe that's all for the whips. So we're in good standing for starting off April's challenge, which starts on Tuesday. So I also can finish stuff up on Monday. I also haven't yet made a pattern from this book this week. That's adding too many things that I can possibly do. We're going to finish the dolphin and the Knotty Ball Deluxe, and then maybe the turtle, but I need to make the dinosaurs so that I don't once again repeat saying I'm going to make dinosaurs in a video and never getting around to it. And I've said that for months now. I just need to make these dinosaurs, at least one. Oh, I guess two, because we need to price it. So let's get on with what we're doing. A little update. It is now 12:30 and it is not my day. I don't know what it is, but I made the dolphin and then I started this, which is the beginnings of a Triceratops. If you don't know, I have a Triceratops sticker. It's just a Triceratops in the trans flag colors. So it has pink eyes, and then the accent color for the like toenails and the mane will be pink, and then the white is going to be within the horns. But that's all I've accomplished and what I started working at 8 today. So, well, I've already eaten lunch, so I guess that can be built in there. But this is why I shouldn't make plans for the day. I'm sorry if this video is annoying of me saying I'm going to do this today and then I do something completely opposite. But, I mean, technically this is a dinosaur. But I still need to make the Kayla's Knotty Ball version of the Mushie Boy, which I have been procrastinating all week. And then making the Brene turtle was optional. I still would like to do it, but this is the yarn I used on the dolphin. It was the azure color, and I was looking at it and I was like, that's the perfect trans color. So I started making this. I can't tell if I messed up the eye placement or not. I had written a note on my digital pattern that the eyes go in these stitches, so I marked them while I did that row, and I added them right there just blindly. So I don't know if I stuffed it wrong or if the eyes are just not in the correct placement, but his forehead's a little lopsided, but I'm sure it'll look cute once I add the mane and finish it up. All I have left to do on him, I believe, are the arms, the mane, and then adding the details like the little toenails. But I think I'm going to take a quick pause on this dino so I can knock out the Knotty Ball Deluxe Mushie Boy, just to make sure everything is priced for Monday's weekly makes video, so I can figure out how much I made for the week. Definitely not doing as well as last week, but we did surpass my $750 goal for the week, so not too mad about that. I'm very excited for next week though. I didn't think I would be, but I'm actually excited to dig into and do an inventory review and just double check all my numbers are correct. So it's currently slated for me to do that Wednesday. So Monday I'm recording a bunch of videos, Tuesday I work my store, Wednesday I'll do inventory, but I might try to squeeze inventory in before then. Anywho, I still need to tag this week's items. I'm just going to stop saying what I'm going to do because I'm probably not going to follow that plan. But I'm very proud of myself that I've been sewing him together as I go. And it actually hasn't been too bad sewing with the Parfait Chunky so far. But I also went into this knowing that it's going to be a nightmare sewing with chenille. But I don't think I had any really like shedding to the point where all I could see was the string. Obviously some of the fluff shed off, but not too bad. I thought it was going to be worse. I'm not sure if I finished out my video, so it's now the following Monday, but I don't think I showed you. I ended up making the Bernay blanket turtle, and then I did finish my dinosaur. So isn't he cute? So I once again, for the second week in a row, told myself I would make those rainbow dinos and never did. So I do apologize. I'm sure that's getting annoying, but I don't think they'll get made this week just because I have so many random things to do to prepare for my market. But hopefully I'll get to those guys soon. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this vlog. Apologies again if it was boring, because I kept saying I was going to do A, B, C, and then ended up doing X, Y, Z. So apologies if that was a little frustrating. We're getting very close to market season. We have one this weekend and then next weekend. So there should be market day vlogs coming out soon. I hope those are more enjoyable. But thank you so much for watching this weekly vlog. If you have any suggestions for future videos I should make, leave those down in the comments below. And also comment what you were working on while you watch this video. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!